Hello. It is Friday, and it is before the vlog is coming out, but not by long, like an hour or so. And I packed up the order that was here. It was all those tan pieces. And I thought that this was kind of interesting, so I'd show it. They bought 5 of these arch pieces, and so I put 2 of them each there side by side, and then I had smaller bags of smaller parts that I stuck in between them to make use of that space. And then I did the same thing over here with another bag with these 2 half domes in white. So I thought that was a pretty ingenious use of space, if I do say so myself. And that's how we're starting off the next vlog. We're showing off that packing. And then, of course, they got these parts in use. They just went in this bag. It kind of had to go to this large because of the bionicle feet. It just wasn't going to really fit in anything else, but that's all right. So we're going to get that packaged up and ready to go. And then we're going to start working on, we're going to probably pull the Bricks Rock order next. I'd like to get that to him today as well, because I've got other orders that have to go to him. And if I'm going to go there, I might as well go there for everything. So we'll see if I can get that pulled in time, but I think I can. As always, thank you. Hello. So here we are. We're in the basement. It is Friday, and I just pulled the order for Bricks Rock. And this is not it. This is just some extra containers, because these are the order parts over here. So I completely filled this case, and then I basically grabbed another case to pull drawers out of, and I just basically assembled it like this. Lots and lots of parts. I actually think I've seen what this is going to build. Although there's some strange things in here too. There is a couple of these, and one of this in black, not really sure why. And then there's this other drawer. Where does it go? Oh, it's over here, where it's just these random little bits, like 1 or 2 pieces. No more of any of it. I don't know why it got ordered, so we'll see. Honestly, I think the double cheese slope, I just probably only had the one used one. But like the bright light yellow, the tile I can understand. This one, and the coral 1x1 round tile, that's just a weird one to me. I had more, he only bought the one, so yeah. So we'll get this stuff delivered today, along with a couple other orders that are going there. And as always, if you have any questions, leave them down below. Alright, so here we are. It is later on Friday. I've been to Bricks Rock and back, delivered their 2 cases plus the 2 orders for people to pick up. And in the time that I was gone and doing other stuff, I received 2 more orders, so we just pulled them. So this is the first one. So all minifigure type parts here. You've got the bunny costume head thing, a couple of actual heads, 3 leg pieces. This one I had 2 of. It was in a 2Z drawer. It is now going to get moved to a 1Z drawer. And then over here, all this is the used stuff, a couple of heads, torso, couple of figures, these 2 white hoses, as it were, a Technic-ish style wheel, and then this hairpiece, which there's supposed to be 2 of, and I'm missing one, so I have to try to track another one of those down. And then down here they got those 9 identical torsos, and then another torso, leg, and a head, and that is it. So we're going to try to track down that hair, and because it's used, I think it should be easy. I will probably be able to track it down. First stop will be Ben's area, because he probably has hair pieces sorted by color, if I remember correctly. And then if not, I'll start looking in other places. But that's what I got going on. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. Thank you. Hello. It is Saturday, and I've just pulled an order that came in very early this morning. And it is kind of big, but not different. So we got lots of these tan plates, a couple of sizes. They bought everything I had of this one, and 10 of these. Minecraft armor and his plate. Over here they bought all of this that I had, these 2x6 bricks in yellow. Bought 5 figures, Golem, Minecraft skeleton, I believe this is a TIE fighter pilot, a pirate woman, and some pirate guy. And then just these random parts over here. They did buy all I had of this one here, but it's not a particularly special piece, or didn't have many of them, so there you go. We're going to get this packaged up and hopefully out of here today as well. So that's it, and we're going to see you in the next clip. Hello. It is Sunday, and I'm getting a jump on tomorrow's work because I had 4 orders. And one of them is actually going to Bricks Rock. That's the middle one down here. So this order here, fairly large. I mean, not huge. They got both of these computer screens they have that looks like they have like a time or a total on them. These 2 wing type things that would go on a minifigure. That's kind of cool. I think those came out of Hidden Side, but I'm not sure. And just normal parts otherwise. Not anything special at all. Down here, this is the order that is going to be going to Bricks Rock. They got one piece new, and then all these other pieces over here used. Some older pieces too, because this one hasn't seen the light of day in quite a while with the fingers on the ends. Down here, this order, they only ordered these Atlantis key type things. They call them treasure keys. And it turns out that I'm short one of the red ones. I was supposed to have 4, and there's obviously only 3 there. And I checked my backlog. I do not have a red one. However, I did have a yellow one, a blue one, and an orange one. They didn't order any orange because, well, I had none in the store. And I checked the store. The store already had, we had already gone through the drawer that would have had them in the store. And so that is not going to happen. It's actually, the red one was in 2 places. So I think one of them was one Ben put away, and one of them was one that got put away from the store. And then I even checked with Ben, who happens to be at Bricks Rock today working, and they don't have a red one over there as well. So I did send an email to the customer to seeing if they'd like one of these in replacement to the red one, or if they'd like me to try to get a hold of a red one, or just cancel the order completely. So we will see what happens with that. I mean, you can also refund them too. We didn't mention that, but hopefully that'll be obvious. My guess is they will probably take one of these, and I'm guessing on the orange one, because I didn't have any of the orange one in the store. So they'll grab one that I didn't have in the store. That's my guess. We will see. But, and then the last order here, because I did pull 4 orders, just a random assortment of older pieces, and they got the one figure and a weapon and a couple of printed pieces. This large piece here, this probably is going to force it to go to a box. So I don't know how comfortable I'd be sending that in a bubble mailer. The rest of this would have been fine, but that one piece is probably a little too bulky for that. But I'll probably do something like this. I'll probably put the figure inside that piece when I put this piece inside of a bag to help protect the figure. So there you go. But yeah, I can't think of anything else that we're going to go over right now. I'm going to get the one order ready to go over to Bricks Rock so I can take it over there, and then we're going to move on from there. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. Thank you. Hello. So I am back. I've been out to Bricks Rock to drop off an order so it can get picked up. Probably not today, but it'll probably get picked up on Tuesday because they're closed on Monday. And I got this order while I was out, so I've just pulled this. A whole bunch of this particular head here, right there, one-sided head. And then there was like 5 of this one right here. Little lopsided grin there. They got some size. These cool bull shields. They have like a bull pattern on them. You can see that there. And then legs and torsos. Funny thing with these is I had 16 of the legs. They bought 15. And I had 15 of the torsos and they bought 15. So I'm going to have to move this to a newsy drawer. But I have been wondering if they're from the same figure and they're just recreating a bunch of figures for some reason. Or maybe it's part of a sig fig or something like that. I have no idea, but that's their order. They also had a note attached to it. It says, "Hey there, follow you on YouTube and enjoy your content. Have a great day." So that's always nice to see something like that. Sometimes I wonder, like, how many people are actually out there that are watching it, because I don't get a lot of comments on the videos, and there's a few people that comment often, and there's every once in a while one will pop up, and I'm like, whoa, a new person, and that's awesome. But yeah, in any case, that's what I got going on for that. Over here, I still have this drawer unit to put away. There are 5,800 parts. Now, that's including all these bags of 100. These are all cheese slopes and 1x1 plate with 100 in each one of those. But it only goes to this drawer, and it's only half of that drawer. And there's a couple other drawers that I think, well, there's a couple of parts in there, but a couple of drawers somewhere only have a part in half of it anyway. But they're all cheese slopes, 1x1 plate, and then these last 2 drawers have these 3 colors of 1x2 plate. And that is it. That is the entire unit, 5,800 parts. So it'll be a lot of stuff to go into the store. I'm also still waiting for this customer to get back to me here about the missing red one. I have some other ones over here that weren't in the store yet, and the orange one wasn't in the store at all. So my guess is they might ask to have the orange one, but they could have a yellow or blue one too if they want, or we can cancel the order or refund them or whatever. I can go ahead and find a red one and then send it to them. There are options. But yeah, so and then these parts over here, all those cheese slopes are going to go away in this vertical column right here. And then all the 1x1 and the 1x2 plates are going to go over against the far wall in column AC, which is the first one against the wall after the shelving unit, because that's where the 1x plate goes. So yeah, we're going to get that stuff put away shortly. I'm just going to get this packaged up ready to go. And that's all I got right now. So if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. Thank you. Hello, it is Monday, and I have just pulled 2 orders. This is the bigger one for sure. These are all the new parts. The only new one that's down on this tray here is these tires. And I probably could have made room for them up here, but that's all right. They also bought more of the same tire in used. Basically, they bought all I had in used and then more in new. And then these are the used pieces they bought. Just pretty much standard pieces across the board. I mean, the tire is probably the most interesting thing. There's some Technic in here as well. And down here, this order, they bought 2 new legs and 4 used minifigs. So that's all we got there. This order is still waiting. There's somebody in the lug that has a red one of those, and I'm going to get that from them. And then we're going to go from there and get that shipped out as quick as we can. I may ship this and then ship the other part separately. I haven't decided yet. It's going to depend upon how quickly I can get that part. So, as always, thank you, and we will come back with some more updates later. All right, we are back again. It is Tuesday. It is early afternoon. Ben is here already, so he's working today on Tuesday, and I just pulled an order, and it's all used parts. And this was the first part I pulled. This is the second one. This is the third one, and in each case, I only had one of it, and they bought it. So I'm like, are they buying the last one of a bunch of parts? And no, they bought one of this. I had 2 more. Both of these cones I had more of, although this one also I only had 1, and they bought it. So there you go. We're going to get this packed up and ready to go. I picked up the piece from a person in the lug, and so I was able to complete that order. That is ready to go out. So I got at least 2 orders that I'm taking out to the post office today. And let's see, what else? I've been working on this drawer unit. I had a little bit of time. I had to leave the house earlier, and I blew through the top half here. I have 4 drawers left. I just dumped this one only to here, but there's not a lot of parts in a lot of these. It's going to be a relatively small file, but it'll be quick to put away, and a lot of it's Technic, so it'll be easy as well. There's a good deal of space in the Technic area. So yeah, and then of course I still have this drawer unit to put away, but I didn't want to be running around putting stuff away. It takes longer, and I didn't think I'd be able to get as far, and I got really far in this, so I was glad, because I only had about maybe 40 minutes to work on it or something like that. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. I'm going to get this ready to go back to this, get ready to go to the post office. It's a back and forth type day. As always, thank you. Hello. I did not take any additional video on Tuesday. It is Wednesday now. I have help coming. They are almost here. Well, I don't want to say almost here, but they're on their way. And we're going to talk about what we did yesterday. So I have had Ben and one other person here last night. And the other person put away 2 whole drawer units of stuff. The one that was here and the one that was here. While they did that, I inventoried another drawer unit, which was largely empty. We're getting near the end, and the drawers are starting to empty out more. And I think that's partially because we've been going forward to get some parts sometimes when it matches. And then put all those parts away. Ben uploaded some figures and some other things. And there was a drawer unit here that I went through just to see what was in it. And it turns out that's where the 1x2 plates were that I was missing that were listed as overstock. They were in this thing here. And Ben is actually taking that drawer unit now. He's like, he wanted that, so that's fine. I also went to Bricks Rock, delivered a tiny order for them. And then they're having a sale on some of their used stuff. Basically, you get double points. And I bought this. This is a 100% completely custom modular building that somebody in the lug made, and it's the same person who is now living in Denmark to be a Lego designer. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. I may show more of this later, but I decided I wanted that, so I bought that. Also, while I was there, I bought the next bucket. So I have 2 of these buckets now, which probably means I should get to going through them at some point. But in any case, that is the 2 things that I bought. I'm about to start this drawer unit, which is huge. It has all these 1x1 round plates in it, and some of these drawers are very full of the round plates. I've got a bag up here of extras. Ben, like I said, he uploaded some figures, and I don't think he uploaded any parts, but he uploaded some figures, high value type stuff. One of the figures was like $300. And so he's also been working on organizing some stuff over here. So he's got a lot of that kind of thing going on. Looks like he's working on battle droids at the moment. All sorts of different colors and shapes. And yeah, I think that's pretty much everything that has been gone on. Like I said, I do have help coming, so we're going to get off this and get some more work done. The big thing, though, that I've been kind of saving to the end of this little clip is I actually have capped 875,000 pieces. Now it's by like 120, so as soon as I get an order, I'll probably drop back below. But I got there, and I think that's pretty impressive myself. So I'm going to just keep pushing. This will add quite a lot of pieces right here once I get that done. So that's my first order of business. And I think I'm going to have them work on the next drawer unit, which we only have 2 stacks on top of the table now. So those 6 units, that's all we got. So yeah, we got a lot of work to do, but it'll get there. It'll get done. And then I've got 2 larger units down here, and then all these which are not labeled well. I am thinking we might just go attack those and identify the parts as we go and not worry about trying to find them in the file. So yeah, that's what I got going on. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below, and we'll be back with some sort of an update later tonight or perhaps tomorrow morning. Thank you. Hello. It is Wednesday evening, and my help has been here for a number of hours and has left, and we got so much done. So, I put away the drawer unit that was here that had like 6,000 plus 1x1 round plates. He put away some stuff Ben had prepared, some Halloween type stuff. He then cataloged a small drawer unit and put that away. And then I cataloged another drawer unit, and then I put that away. And then he started in on the next drawer unit, which is over here. It was, numerically speaking, it was one of the larger ones. He only got through the first couple of rows, though, and then so the rest. But as you can see, we've got more 1x1 round down here in quantity. So there's a lot of parts coming in this one. And so I will work on finishing this. I also did another one, which was an interesting one because, and we'll look at a, well, I don't have a similar one because they're all done. It was, you know, it was a 30 drawer unit instead of one of these 9s, and like only the first like 2, maybe a little bit more rows had parts in it, and then it was just empty. So I think that was the end of where he had been putting stuff. I do need to go in and pull these as well. This will be the next stuff I do. Doesn't look too terribly complicated. Lots of quantity in here. The one that I did had lots and lots and lots of torsos and legs. And so he was working over here, and I was working over there, and we were talking about torsos and things like that. And it got me to thinking, it's just like, when did Lego start naming their characters? Because like even now in the city, characters have names, cops and robbers have names and that sort of thing. But they didn't used to do that. Like all the classic space guys, they were just classic space guys, had a nice big smiley face on their face, that was it. And we kind of talked about it for a while, and we think it may have been Redbeard. May have been from one of the pirate sets. May have been the first named character. We did also realize that Fabuland named their characters, but they weren't minifigures in the same sense, so we're not sure we're counting that the same. But as far as a straight minifigure goes, we think it might be Redbeard. So if you have any personal information about that, don't go looking it up. It's not a problem. But if you have any personal information, let us know. And my inventory now has been exploding. I have just over 885,000 parts now. So we are within biting distance of 900,000. And if I can get that by the end of August, which today is the 13th, I don't see a problem with that. But as long as I can get that by the end of August, that gives me September, October, November, December to get 100,000 parts in the store to get up to 1 million. I think it's doable. I think I can do this. The other thing, too, is, you know, obviously we're getting very close to being done here. Probably going to fold up this large table. I'm probably going to leave the smaller one for the time being. I also have these drawer units down here that don't have good labels on them. We're probably just going to do those by looking the parts up like we did for the other store and adding them that way. But we're going to clear off these tables and that sort of thing. I'm going to, you know, contact my carpenter to see about that. I may wait until Monday at this point. It is Wednesday now, because that'll give me a little bit more time to get this cleared up. I still will need to do a little bit more. I mean, I'll have to move a couple of things over here, like the carts on wheels. That can move. That tote will have to move with stuff on top of it, but that's fine. I do need to make some progress in clearing off boxes and stuff here, so that's going to be a task. And I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to do it. But I was talking about something else with my help today, and I noticed, I mentioned that I've got this lateral file cabinet. It starts here, and it goes to over there. And then there's a gap from right there to about here. And then there's another lateral file cabinet, and it goes to about here. And what I was saying is I was thinking about sliding them down, because I got more wall space here. Actually, the wall comes all the way to here, but I wouldn't cover the light switch. And then at that point, put in more shelves for more shoe boxes, because I am going to need more large quantity spaces, especially with all the shoe boxes in the store I bought. I mean, a lot of those have big parts in them. And then he suggested instead using those black vertical columns of drawers there. And I already have them, so I think that's what I'm going to do. I still think sliding these lateral files down is going to be a good idea. I don't know if I'll actually touch them together, but they'll probably get a lot closer. They're actually on wooden bases too, so just to keep them up off the floor. And so that's probably going to happen. But I do need to do something with all the boxes. So one of my projects over the next week or so is to start working on all this stuff that's in front of the boxes. This cart rolls, so it's not a big deal. This one rolls, that one rolls, so some of it's not a big deal. But I just need to start organizing what's here and figuring out what I'm doing with what's here and moving around and organizing. And I think I said organizing twice. And then at some point I am going to have to start opening these boxes. I wanted to do stuff on live streams or something like that. I don't know if that's going to be practical at this point, so we will see how that goes. But yeah, I do also, part of the plan is to get rid of that metal shelving unit. I mean, I say get rid of it, move it from there. It will probably find a new home. And then I will then slide all these down, because the way it's numbered, that's always going to be the first column. So I have to make room down there for more columns to go in. I also still want to get some larger drawers to go at the bottom. I think, I'd have to check, because I think there are 3 of the small drawers deep. So I would need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I think I can probably get 4 more rows in the space that I have there. Plus there's a little bit of space over there, like the width of that Lego bag. So I think I can get 4 more vertical columns. That would be 13. So I'd probably need 13 drawers to do that, which probably means I think they come in 3s or 4s. If they came in 4s, I'd have to buy 4. If they came in 3s, I'd have to buy 5 of them. So yeah, and maybe I would just leave one of them as without having the larger one at the bottom. But we'll see how that goes. But yeah, so this is going to need to get cleared off all through here, and there's some Lego up there. There is the 1x1 round plates, which I've added a whole bunch into the store, but I still haven't dealt with the ones I have. Some empty containers, and there's instruction books and boxes and just all sorts of stuff. And so I need to deal with that. It's been sitting there for a long time, much of it. And actually, I think, yep, down there you can see right in there, that's a box that has the art bases on them from the art sets. So those, we'll probably shuffle those to the other side there. But that's kind of like, that's the plan. And I'm really happy with the progress. 885,000 by the 13th of August is just amazing. Of course, you know, I could have somebody come by tomorrow and, you know, and purchase 7,000 parts and take me 4.5 hours to pull it, but that's okay. We're still making progress. And if you have questions, please leave them down below, and I will come back with some sort of an update later tomorrow. Thank you. Hello again. It is Thursday, and I just pulled an order, which is a really cool order because, well, I didn't get any orders on Wednesday, and I only got one order on Tuesday. So this is kind of breaking a little bit of a drought, but it's just some used Technic parts. And I guess this is technically, not Technic. I think it's considered a Bionicle part because that's where it first occurred. At least that's the way I understand it. But these are all clearly Technic parts here. Lots of yellow, so they're doing something. Maybe with a construction machine or some sort. So we're going to get this packed up and shipped out. And I may be heading out. I do have help coming today at 4, and I believe a second person coming at about 5:30. So we'll have a couple of people here at the same time. So I need to prepare for that and get ready for having a couple of people here at the same time, which shouldn't be too hard. I've got a couple of thoughts on what can happen, because I'll set one of them up here where I normally sit and one over there where the second person usually sits, and then I will do something elsewise. But as you can see, and I think I showed this yesterday in the clip after help left yesterday, there's not much left on the table here. I've got these three here. That's just one we transfer to. I've got that large one, which is, I believe, largely empty. It's just some of the large drawers at the bottom. If you look at the top, those small drawers are pretty empty. These two cases, which I thought were part of inventory, but apparently are not. But they are sorted already by piece, so this should be pretty easy. And then all these, which are in the inventory, but they are not labeled well. So I think what I'm going to do, instead of trying to figure out where everything is, we're just going to pull a unit, inventory it the old way, what I was doing with the first store I bought. Well, not the first, but the one more recently, just before this one. And just look at the parts, identify them, add them to a file, and go from that. I think that's probably going to be an easier way to deal with that. Very shortly, this table is going to go away. Yep, I think we mentioned that just because we need to make room for that next floating unit. And so I got a lot of work to do over here. And I know we talked about that, but I need to come up with a plan on how I'm going to do that. So, as always, if you've got any questions or comments or even suggestions on what I should do with all these boxes. I mean, because one of the things I'm considering is reworking this central area over here, not right here, but a little further over, and piling the boxes over here, just to get them from over there. Which would be kind of okay because it'll clear the room for having the new drawer unit go in. But in the meantime, I could always move that table over there to have somebody working over there while I'm working over here. So that might work out because that table would be able to move much quicker than, obviously, a pile of boxes. It'll also allow me to restack the boxes. And this one right here is crushed. You can see it's opening up. And over here, I've noticed again, this last couple of stacks are leaning. I've already turned some of these boxes around, so they theoretically should have leaned the other direction. So yeah, and they are, I don't think they're actually leaning into the table. So they're relatively stable, but I don't even want to shake them. And most of the rest of the ones in the middle are fine. I mean, this one's leaning a little bit too, but I don't think it's even touching the next stack. So, but yeah, we need to get through this. And it's like, there's a certain part of me that is like excited because I don't know what most is in most of these, other than Lego. There is a little bit of non-Lego, and I know I mentioned that before, but it's very interesting. And of course, sometimes the Goodwill got creative, and they would send me a box from a KFC macaroni and cheese box. Somebody must have had that box, donated some stuff in the box, and then they just used the box. So there you go. Now I have it. Anyway, it's like that box was used by March 15th, 2019. So it's an old box. But that box, I mean, I could probably look at the shipping label, and it probably has a date on it back in 22. So in any case, that's what we got going on, and I got to push off and get this order packed up. Thank you. Hello. It is late in the evening on Thursday, and I got a lot done today. So I did inventory one of the drawer units that was over there, the 9-drawer ones that was over here. And then I had a couple of people here today. There was some overlap. And one person who was sitting here, he ended up inventorying 2 more of those 9-drawer units for me. And yesterday, on Wednesday, I had somebody who had started in on this 30-drawer unit. That's been finished. It also took some space up here because we had lots of large pieces, or a few large pieces. And then we've got a few extra 100 bags right there. And so this still needs to get put away. There's a lot of parts here. And then all the other stuff already got put away. And so I moved some stuff around, but I mean, as you can see, parts are starting to fill pretty well. And I started using this space through here for extra 1x modified plate. And so we've been moving through all these things here. There's still a lot of space, but it may or may not be in the right quote-quote spot. I'm hoping to get these parts over here put away tomorrow. I do have somebody else coming tomorrow. They've actually been sorting one by brick, I believe by color. So yeah, that's going to come back tomorrow. That's going to be interesting. And then, yeah, I don't know. We're not going to deal with the one by brick right away. We're probably going to bring it down here, but we might leave it upstairs somewhere because down here there's not as much room. Mainly because I've been dealing with the store for so long. I mean, like, this same person had taken modified plate and had done a general mold sort on that. Like, there's types of plates in different totes. And I think there's 2 by brick here that's color sorted. And so there's a lot that's happened as far as that goes. I just need to somehow get caught up. So tomorrow I'm going to work on putting this away and probably try to find some other stuff to put away too, because we're making great progress on the numbers. Great progress. And then let's see. While they're here, I'll probably go through this drawer unit. There's not much in it. It's just basically some of the large drawers at the bottom have been used, and not even all of them. So we're going to try to get that inventoried. I don't think at this point we're going to try using the file anymore. Not for this stuff. When we get over to the drawers, the big tall drawers over there, and then over on the left of those, the shoe boxes, we'll go back to the inventory sheet or file, because it's got those are very well organized, but these are a little less organized. I think these were newer drawers for him as well. So yeah, we're going to go through this stuff next. And yeah, we're getting really close. I'm liking it. I'm enjoying things. As tired as I can be at times, I am enjoying things. So yeah, we're going to cut it here. We'll have some help tomorrow. And the vlog, I probably should get the vlog out. This should probably be the last section of the vlog. I will mention now that I am currently, my inventory is at 891,000 or so. And this file here is 8,600 parts. So that'll put me at like 899 and a half, 899.6 or so. And so, yeah, I got to try to find some more parts and put me up to 900,000. And 900,000, and tomorrow is the 14th of the month, I believe. That's just great, because then we're just going to keep pushing some more and see how far we can get before September, because I was originally hoping I'd just get to 900 by September, but we're getting there faster. Part of it is I haven't had many sales. I had one today, none yesterday, one the day before, so it's really quiet for sales, which is, it's funny because here I am, I'm adding thousands of pieces, and we're still getting slow sales. And I think it's just a matter of, it's still summer, it's still kind of a slower time. I'm finding that the beginning of the month is generally better, not sure why that is, and then the end of the month is a little bit good too, so the middle of the month kind of slows down, and people are probably getting ready for back to school. I mean, I think some kids are already back to school depending on where you are in the country. So yeah, there's all sorts of stuff going on. So all I'm going to do is keep pushing, keep adding more stuff, doing the things I got to do, and then we'll see how it goes. As always, thank you, and we'll see you in the next vlog.